Strong, quick. This man had abilities that other strikers could only dream of. He joined Manchester United at a time when the club was unrecognisable, and he took them to new heights. It's difficult to remember a time when a single player had such an effect on a club like he did. Yet a lot of people regard him as one of the most overhyped and overrated Premier League players. Is there any truth in this? Or is this just another haters gonna hate situation? Sit back and relax as we take a look at the career of Eric Cantona. Then you can decide for yourself if he really is that good. Eric Daniel Pierre Cantona is widely recognised as one of the greatest footballers of his time, having played a vital role in Manchester United's rebirth as a footballing force in the 1990s and achieving iconic status within the club. Cantona was a huge, physically strong, hard-working and tenacious player who combined technical skill, creativity and power with a goal-scoring ability. He was mostly used as a deep-lying forward, but he also could play as a centre-forward, an out-and-out striker, an attacking midfielder, or even a central midfielder. Cantona's career included stops at Auxerre, Martigues, Marseille, Bordeaux, Montpellier, Nimes, Leeds United and Manchester United, where he won 4 Premier League titles in 5 years and 2 League and FA Cup doubles. At Manchester United he wore the iconic number 7 shirt and was known for pulling up his collar, a signature style. Manchester United supporters lovingly refer to him as King Eric. In the 7 of his last 8 complete seasons as a professional, Cantona won the league championship. He made 45 appearances for the French national team, scoring 20 goals in the process. He played at the UEFA Euro 92 and was named the national captain in preparation for Euro 96 until a football suspension in January 1995 as a consequence of that famous Kung Fu kick incident. Inside United magazine voted Cantona as Manchester United's greatest ever player in 2003. In 2002, he was the first player to be included into the English Football Hall of Fame. Strikers are not known for their dribbling abilities, but Eric the King Cantona was able to dribble and glide past players easily and also score goals for fun. There aren't a lot of players who assert themselves on the pitch like Eric did. His attitude on and off the pitch was phenomenal. He was an elegant player on the ball despite his height and intimidating physique, and he had strong technical abilities and ball control, as well as an excellent first touch. He was also known for his vision, passing intelligence, quick thinking and playmaking abilities, as well as his eye for a goal and powerful and accurate striking abilities, which often saw him score spectacular strikes and volleys as a result. He often played in free and creative roles between midfield and forward lines throughout his career, acting as a deep lying forward behind the main striker, due to his tendency to drop deep into the midfield and retrieve the ball. Cantona could also play as a centre forward, an out-and-out striker, an attacking midfielder or even a central midfielder on occasion, thanks to his ability to hold the ball up with his back to goal. However, this was not his preferred position. He was also very good at taking penalties and free kicks with great accuracy. Some might argue that Eric Cantona was a superior technical player to Lionel Messi. That might not be true, but he had some advantages over Messi. For starters, Messi does not have the height and power to head the ball like Eric Cantona. Cantona could also do everything Messi can do with the ball, but he also contributed to his team's midfield and defence. Messi doesn't. We remember Cristiano Ronaldo for his trickery, but Cantona was capable of doing the same tricks and had a similar physical presence. Cantona had it all: keepy-uppies, tricks, flicks, chips, lobs, belters and great headed goals during the Premiership period. Eric, like Ronaldo, went through anyone in his way when heading a ball. He could bullet it, loop it or place it, and boy could he tackle. He could have played anywhere from old-fashioned centre forward to number 10 to central midfield because of his strength. He would have even made a good centre back as well because of how well he read the game. He made Torres and Carroll look shoddy. Eric was the engine room of the United side, scoring goals, winning tackles, interceptions, breaking up plays and initiating attacks, yet he still scored 122 goals in his career. So how many more goals do you think he would have scored if he was given a free role like Messi? Maybe not Ronaldo and Messi numbers, but definitely a lot more than 122 he managed to score. Cantona didn't score as many goals as Alan Shearer, but he wasn't just a goal scorer, he was also a playmaker. He made 155 Premier League appearances and at the time he scored 70 goals and gave 56 assists. That's 122 goal contributions in 156 games. Cantona brought swagger and a confidence that frequently crossed into the arrogance, which motivated his colleagues and captivated supporters at the now defunct Stretford End at Old Trafford. Cantona arrived at Old Trafford just as Brian Robson's powers started to wane. Several players have mentioned how the Frenchman became a role model at the Cliff. He was soon made captain at the club. Even Ferguson admits Cantona opened my eyes to the indispensability of practice. United felt and looked invincible with Cantona leading the line. The weight of responsibility, as Paul Ince put it, was lifted, and they went on to win their first ever double in '94. With his collar up, Cantona was at the centre of everything. The purists saw as good and bad about the '93-94 club. In all competitions he scored 25 goals and added 13 assists, winning him the PFA Player of the Year. The FA Cup of 1996 was tailor-made for King Eric. He captained the team in the absence of Steve Bruce, and in his 86th minute shot from the edge of the box was decisive in the game's outcome. As captain, he became the first foreign player to win the FA Cup. In doing so, United also won the league and cup double for only the second time in their entire history. He wasn't always captain, but when he was, he always led from the front, literally. He had the ability to seize a game by the throat and win it on his own. With some of the things he did on the pitch, he was able to boost the crowd and then the squad. He wasn't called the king for no reason. He was an inspirational leader in every sense of the term, inspired by his own genius. Maybe Ronaldo's skill was enthralling, but like George Best, you wouldn't miss a game in which the king played just to see what he could do, sometimes conjuring magic out of thin air. We remember him for those moments of shock and awe. The greatest will mean different things to different people, but Cantona always did things that you'd speak about for days in the pub. Until the Champions League match against Galatasaray in November 1993, when Cantona received his first red card in a United shirt for insulting the referee, whom he later accused of being bought. There was little hint of the temperament United had been warned about. Cantona was slyly attacked by a baton and shield-wielding policeman as he and his teammates went down the steps towards the subterranean changing rooms, as was Robson when the skipper went to support his teammates. Cantona's rage balled at the thought of any perceived injustice, and United fans were quick to not just forgive but exult in Eric's misdeeds. Cantona's temper flared later that season when he was given a 5-game suspension after receiving red cards in consecutive draws against Swindon and Arsenal. But those occurrences were nothing compared to what was to come the following season at Crystal Palace. Cantona thought he'd been kicked around Sellers Park without any protection by Alan Wilkie, and the kung fu kick on Matthew Simmons was a release of 48 minutes of frustration. This frustration would lead to him to do the unthinkable when a fan passed some nasty comment to him from the stands. After giving out his own version of justice to his shadow for the night, Richard Shaw, Cantona was directed back towards a tunnel only 3 minutes after emerging for the second half. We're all aware of what transpired after that. Ferguson says he has never been able to elicit an explanation from Eric as to why he felt the need to react to Matthew Simmons that way. The FA then suspended Cantona for 9 months, and United went on to lose a Premier League title to Blackburn by a single point before losing the FA Cup final to Everton a week later. To make matters worse, the FA threatened to extend Cantona's suspension when he was recorded taking part in a friendly against Rochdale that was nothing more than a 3/4 kickabout behind closed doors. In early August, Cantona responded by requesting a transfer. Inter Milan, who were scouting Cantona at Sellers Park on that January night, would have been thrilled to offer him a safe haven in Italy. But Ferguson travelled to Paris to persuade his star player to stay put. That journey was later regarded by Ferguson as one of the most worthwhile acts I've performed in this stupid job of mine. That has to be one of Ferguson's biggest understatements. Given his subsequent success, another double, this time with youngsters, and a subsequent Premier League title more than justifies his decision to ease Cantona's return. Cantona's critics doubt his record, particularly in European games, yet a goal every other game over 6 seasons and an assist per 3 games holds up to scrutiny. Cantona's contribution, however, cannot be measured by numbers. The moments etched in the minds of United supporters, the good ones were outstanding, and even the terrible ones were outstanding. Goals like the volley that broke Kevin Keegan's heart at Newcastle, and the retreating shot from the edge of the box that won the 1996 FA Cup final against Liverpool's Spice Boys. Amazing goals like the one he scored against Sunderland, or an even better lob in a gale against Sheffield United. Cantona was the best player Old Trafford has seen in a long time in terms of technique, but he was perhaps the greatest ever in the terms of charisma. Eric was both an enigma and a legend. The fiery Frenchman was never misunderstood at Old Trafford, but his inability to communicate with his audience added to his charm. Like many of us were told about Best, Law and Charlton, there is now a generation of United fans who have never had the opportunity to see Cantona in person. And no quantity of YouTube highlights footage will ever make those poor souls feel the way Eric Cantona made United fans feel in the 1990s. Now what do you think? Was Eric Cantona really that good? Let us know in the comments section. Also make sure you watch this video in the link. And if you like our content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. On the screen now should be another good video worth watching. So click on that video and I will see you in the next video.